said that she couldn't go there, so people started funding for her. And she also made other money. Well, you know what? The video didn't even get paid, and it was OnlyFans, OF. So tell her to stop coming for you. You doing your thing. You got a career.
All right.
Maybe you can teach her some things.
Well, all right. So, because I don't want us to get too far off on track, because I wanted to hear what you had to say. So, listen, just because Trina does not like me doesn't mean I'm going to center her in this moment. She can throw her jabs. She can do what she do. Her jabs don't determine if I go to work Monday through Friday. All right, so her opinion of me in my courtroom, it does not pay me, respectfully. So, moving right along. So, let me see. You said that Dime was here because I'm trying to figure out where exactly.
I saw her in the comments, and that was it. She said, "Hey," but
I didn't see her request that. So more than likely,
yeah, she didn't request. I just saw her that she was in the comments. That's all.
Yeah, no. So just because they are here does not mean that they are required to come up. But this is what I will do. I am going to play the clip. Oh, see, the sun is booming. The sun is shining. See, I feel like the universe is just sending me real good energy and all that, because bam. All right. So, while y'all doing that, go ahead, tap the screen up. And let me get this clip for y'all so we can get into this parking lot gate. And they say you take people out the hood, but let them tell it. All right, so y'all about to hear Dom give us an explanation as to what happened that night. Yeah. Let me get to the part where Dom coming out, because it was some commentary and I don't want us to miss nothing. Okay. Did she come towards it? Okay, so she did. They started arguing. I don't want that to be the focus. Okay.
None of my girls got into.
Y'all have a good one, y'all. I'm gonna let you out.
All right, Miss Marie. Go ahead, Don. None of my girls got into any altercations. We did everything that we wanted to do. We did everything that we wanted to do, not what other people wanted us to do, and not what other people thought we should have done. We had a great time. I don't regret nothing. I don't regret. Yeah, I don't regret anything. I do want to tell
what I heard about your party, Dom? All I heard was y'all had a good time, nothing else. Not a damn word. I saw it for myself. I saw you when you got your MacBook and everything. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
That's how a party event is supposed to go.
Yeah.
I see y'all vibing with each other, laughing.
We trying to invade nobody's space, because at the end of the day, what a lot of people really don't understand, that a lot of this shit being so deep, or somebody saying that, like, oh, it's on site, or, shit was about to get serious out there. That shit is one-sided. You get what I'm saying? All that shit is coming from one side.
You know why it's coming from one side? Because you don't worry about having the phone in your face, needing their fucking attention. They gotta manufacture this shit.
Yeah, people need something to talk about, but that shit was not that serious. It was not as serious as, they making it seem like, people got hurt.
I'm gonna correct myself. You did not crash her party. And you weren't given the address to that party, right?
I don't talk to Manny. I don't talk to Manny on the outside of here.
I didn't think Manny did anything like that.
I'm gonna tell you how crazy it was. When Manny seen me, Manny didn't even know who I was. Manny didn't even know who I was. When he realized who I was, Manny jumped on me and gave me a hug. Manny didn't know who I was. Manny didn't walk over to meet me. We was walking through trying to find a section. And Manny just so happened to be there. Manny didn't even know who I was. You know, they done doctored up my pictures and all that shit so much that Manny didn't even know who I was. Manny saw me in person. Manny was like, you are so beautiful. Manny was like, you are
funny.
so gorgeous. You are beautiful.
It's funny, Joe, that it was blamed on Manny by who's been spilling that out the most? Mr. Braid King, right? That's all I keep hearing him say, trying to blame it on Manny. I like this shit is manufactured. I mean, if y'all can't see this shit by now, it's crazy to me. It's fucking embarrassing. Diamond, this shit fall on you. This is your party. This is all in your name. This is what I'm hosting this live about. This shit is embarrassing to the black community.
Hey, Blaze, I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Do Diamond own the club they was at or something? Did she rent the club?
Before Blaze answer your question, fuck your mom, let me tell you something, right? So
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Diamond.
I know. I just want to put this out there that way it can add more context to the question. So I'm gonna tell you this, right? So before we got to Atlanta, my followers and stuff, they'll tell you, right? Well, my supporters, I don't like to call them followers, my supporters. I was on live, right? And I kept saying, oh, like I don't know if y'all watched the YSL Woody trial and all that stuff or whatever, but I kept saying, oh, I want to go to the hood. I want to go to the hood clubs where they be saying, what's them, right? So that was the whole motive. Yeah, that was the whole motive of the let's go to U-Bar, right? And U-Bar was like it was already late. Everybody was already exhausted, right? Everybody had different times for flights and things like that, right? So we had two options. We was like, we can go to, it was an R&B versus hip hop party, and it was like U-Bar. We was actually Googling places in the area. The crazy part about it, this not my first time going to U-Bar. Every time I go to Atlanta, I always go to U-Bar. It's a common place where, you can get you can get ratchet music. You can get some good drinks where you're going to feel good. You know what I'm saying? And it's not, that expensive for everybody.
So imagine going there and seeing somebody you know. What's the coincidence of that, right?
Last time I went to Atlanta, I saw like 3 of my damn family members in U-Bar. They didn't even know I was in town. So please.
It was a public place where anybody can go.
It's a club. It's a nightclub.
So why are they trying to say people giving out addresses if it's for the public?
Because it's a better story.
Okay, that's all I had to say because I was confused. Okay, they didn't rent the place out. Anybody can go. How the hell somebody?
If you Google top places to like top clubs, like clubs to party in Atlanta, you buy it.
Okay, that's all I had to come up there and say because I was confused. I thought
nobody is clearing this up as well, right? I'm gonna tell you something. When we was going to the gala, when we was going to support Diamond in her gala, we had like we was going with the itinerary. We was gonna do like the top golf and all that.
All right, so I'm going to pause it because Dime is here. So she'll be here to speak for herself, okay?
Hey, Bella.
Good day, Dime. How are you and the Dime Pieces?
I'm tired. I just got off of work. What's up?
So we are discussing the case Dime and the Dime Pieces versus Diamond and the Mafia pertaining to the parking lot incident itself, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So would you, since you're here, and if you have time, we don't want to keep you long because you said you just got off work, so we want to be mindful of that. If you could just give us a quick rundown as to what happened in the parking lot. Because from my understanding, Tib allegedly apologized to you about what happened in the club.
Okay, so let me give y'all a whole full rundown now that more details have came out.
Got you.
Okay, so somebody brought up something that was really important that I actually forgot myself because this is how far-fetched this shit was. So I forgot that before. Okay, so let me answer the big question because I did answer it before. Let me answer this question. So the reason that we still continue to go to Atlanta, even though we were uninvited from the gala, is because we were uninvited after we got flights. Airbnb was paid for and all that shit, right? So we decided not to let one little incident mess up our trip. We decided not to let one little incident mess up our trip. We continued to go, and we just changed up our itinerary. That was that. So that answers everybody's question as to why would y'all still go and y'all were uninvited from the gala. A lot of people got flights and shit that they couldn't get their money back for and everything. Some people lived there already. They didn't have to take so many days off of work in order for them to fly out. It was best that they just came and met with us every day. So that's why we did not change up. And then one little incident shouldn't change your whole itinerary. That's the first thing. So that answers that question. Secondly, I forgot that now Ty Dolla apparently was the one who Ty Dolla apparently was the one who suggested that they go to the U Bar. Ty Dolla do frequent my space. He don't say anything, but he do frequent my space. And I actually just blocked him because I didn't even know who Ty Dolla was. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know he was that same whatever the hell his name is with the damn caution shit around it. So I just blocked him like 2 days ago because he came in my room one night. So I forgot that I was on live, right? Maybe like a couple of weeks ago. And I was asking my supporters, I was like, y'all, and it's the same time while I was talking about, I want to go to the hood, where they be saying like, what's them or whatever, making a joke about it. I did ask them, I said, y'all know where I want to go? I said, because they play really good music. What's the name of the place, y'all, that has the bull? What's the name of the place, y'all, that has the bull in Atlanta? And I couldn't get the name right. And then my supporters in the comments started saying, U Bar, U Bar, U Bar. So I literally forgot about that. But somebody ended up bringing it up inside of Nosy's live, which made me remember. And my supporters like, yeah, you did ask that question. So that goes back to who followed who, right? Because if I asked this a couple of weeks ago, and coincidentally we just end up in the same place, who's to say that they wasn't listening to who's to say that they wasn't listening to my live when I was asking that question? And he made that recommendation. He made that recommendation off of, based off hearing me ask that question. And my supporters can vouch for that. I did ask the place of U Bar maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago when the trip was being planned, because a lot of stuff was planned on the front end. I couldn't remember the name of the place, and they told me, I was like, y'all, what's the place with the bull? I described it to the T. I was like, it's red inside and this, that, and the third, right? So coincidentally, even though their itinerary from the beginning was Blue Flame, they ended up in U Bar. Now, let me just say that. I just wanted to add that little piece of context because that's very important. Also, I know that I was kind of being watched, even though people make it seem like they're so above the mess, because I remember I mentioned, I was like, since it's so many of us, y'all, I go there every time I visit Poozy. It's been a long time since I've been in Atlanta. Doodoo head, I literally said that I have family that live in Atlanta, but I could not remember the name of the place. Bitch, I don't live in Atlanta. Shithead. So be quiet. And go finish smearing that shit in the middle of your forehead. Anyways, Bella. So sorry. I'm not going to look at the comments. So.
No, you good. I was going to say, while I have you, I just got a cash app that said Dom got an issue with Haitians. Why say that to QL? You do not have to answer that question. Continue your story.
Yeah, I really don't, because I don't have an issue with Haitians. Some of my siblings, they're Haitian. So please. Anyways, so what I was about to say. Okay, so yeah. So I asked that question. Also, I know that I was being watched because I remember I mentioned, and I never heard anybody else mention this, I remember I mentioned that we should get sprinters. I was like, we should get sprinters because there was so many of us. I said that we should get sprinters because there was so many of us. I heard someone say on their live, oh, y'all, we should get sprinters. This was after I said this on the front end. I said, oh, y'all, we should get sprinters to do Top Golf and Blue Flame. So that's a very important part of information. After I mentioned it. So going back to the club, we walk inside the club. The first person that we see, when we walk inside the club, we walk around, we trying to find a space to kind of hang out. The first person that we see Manny. Manny didn't recognize us, didn't recognize me at first. And then once he turned around and looked again, He gave me a hug. He was like, I heard you. Oh, so he was like, yeah, so he ended up saying like, he was like, oh, that's Dime or whatever, gave me a hug, blah, 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 whatever like that. So then Miss Nitra was like, that's Dime, hey Dime, and da-da-da-da, whatever. Manny grabbed so then Manny kind of greeted everybody else that was with us. He hugged Brazilla, Lo and the rest of the girls or whatever. So then Manny grabbed my hand and Manny walked me over he attempted to walk me over to Diamond. Diamond looked at me when I realized where Manny was taking me, because she was already there first. So she kind of saw Manny coming with me before I can actually see, because it was a crowd and Diamond was kind of standing in the back. So Manny grabbed my hand and Manny walked me over there to her. I'm looking around because I'm trying to see, because a lot of people was coming up to me like giving me a hug. So when I looked up and Manny got my hand, because Manny was in front of me, Diamond already looking at me. She got her lips in a ponytail, eyes hanging down. And she looking at me. So when I looked up, I said no. I said, oh, I don't want to talk to her. And I snatched my hand away from Manny and I walked off.
Did I hear that correctly? Lips in a ponytail?
Yes.
So like lips was tight?
Yeah, like yeah, in a ponytail, like you know what I'm trying to say.
Like
yeah.
Okay, got you. I was trying to get the visual. Okay, go ahead.
So I snatched my hand from Manny and I said, no. I was like, I said, I don't want to talk to her and whatever. And I walked off. Oh, let me go back. Before Manny did this, right? Before Manny. Shout out the big motherfucking user. Shout out the big user. Let's go. So before Manny did this or whatever, right? Before Manny did this, when Manny was giving us a hug, and we was standing over there before I even got walked over there to Diamond, Hoover popped up. Hoover knew who we was immediately, right? Hoover knew exactly who we was immediately, because Hoover just immediately pulled out his driver's license and he was like, oh, see, he was like, hey, how y'all doing? He was like, see, my name Hoover. Y'all want to see? I'm a real Hoover, da-da-da-da, and showed us his driver's license. But it was a very friendly, it was a very friendly gesture. It wasn't, he didn't have no attitude, no nothing. And he was like, see, I'm a real Hoover, da-da-da-da, whatever. And that's when Manny pulled my arm, because I'm guessing, she usually follow Hoover's lead. So I'm guessing Manny felt, Hoover ain't have no issue. She shouldn't either. So Manny walked me over there to her. Again, lips in a ponytail, eyes hanging low. She looking crazy or whatever. So when I looked up and realized it was her, I snatched my arm away from Manny and I said, oh no, I don't want to talk to her. And I walked off. So when I go back to the front where my little group or whatever was, I'm like, y'all, let's not stand right here. Let's find us, a section to go into. Let's move kind of out of, because it wasn't really their section, because they was kind of up against the wall. It was kind of like the middle of the floor. But of course, how awkward it is to stand right there. I said, let's go find us somewhere to stand. So we kind of went to the back. I don't know if y'all saw the videos, Bella, if you want to maybe show them the video, if you got the clips or whatever, how far the distance was away from them. We was not interacting with them whatsoever. We was not fucking with them. We was not bothering them, right? So we walked to the front one time. To go get drinks, because, the back bar was like super crowded or whatever. Everybody was sitting down. So we walked to... you want to know why we went to the U-Bar and PJs? Because they was our fucking clothes and that's what we wore. Why does it matter?
I think I look good in them clothes.
It was definitely giving TLC creep.
Yes, I was like, yo, they fucking it up again.
TLC creep for the creeps.
Yes.
So anyways, we walked to the front to go get drinks or whatever, and then we walked directly back to the back. Now, they was standing by where the bathroom was, right? They was standing by where the bathroom was. I ain't gonna lie, y'all held my pee all night. When I got in that back to the Airbnb, I damn near broke my neck trying to get to the bathroom, because I had to pee so bad, because I held my pee all night, because I did not want to go in they section. I did not want to walk past them to go to the bathroom, because I didn't want them to think that I was, trying to, do anything or whatever, right? So... I stayed in the section the whole time. Now, Brazilla and Lo went to the bathroom a couple of times. When Brazilla went over there, Brazilla gave Tib a hug. Hey, Tib, da-da-da-da, whatever. Tib hugged her back. It wasn't no issue. Brazilla spoke to Diamond. I don't know what Diamond said, babe. Now, when a DJ started playing the music, you know, everybody started vibing or whatever like that. Low, I don't know if it was Low or Brazilla. They went up there to the DJ and was like, you know, shout out to Dime and the Dime pieces or whatever like that. So when they came back down, I heard the DJ say, we got the Dime pieces in the motherfucking building. And then the song came on about put your middle fingers up. The DJ said put your middle fingers up or whatever. So, you know, we vibing to the song, you know, with our middle fingers up or whatever like that. Right after that, the DJ ended up, so Miss Nitra did confirm that she went up to the DJ booth and must be told them shout out to Diamond and the Mafia. But I don't know what else she said, because that's when the DJ said, we got Diamond Mafia in the motherfucking building and we got Diamond and the Dime pieces in the building. Y'all set tripping around this motherfucker. Now, this was after Miss Nitra went up there. So what did Miss Nitra tell that DJ to make them say that? Because after he gave us a shout out, all he said was, we got the Dime pieces in the building, and that was that. How did he know anything about a set trip or anything like that? Because he didn't say that when he gave us our shout out. Mm-hmm. So we go back in our section. Now, you know, we vibing. Zoe come walk over there where we at, and he kind of just like, you know, staring us down or whatever like that, you know, but I'm remaining calm. You get what I'm saying? Because I know how I can get, right? And then if I cut up, then that shit just like a domino effect for everybody, right? So that my peoples would tell you, I was the most unbothered. I avoided eye contact with them people. I avoided any eye contact. I avoided going in a space or anything like that, right? I think I only had got like and shit. Can y'all still hear me?
Yes, you good.
Okay, I only had got like 2 drinks or whatever like that. You know, I was trying to avoid all contact with them people because I knew this shit was gonna get spun out of control, right? So, Zoe come over there, Broco come over there. I don't even know their fucking name. All of them is Broco. I think it's Zoe, the big tall one with the gray shirt on. He come over there and he kind of like standing, but he facing us, right? He facing us. Rachel, she a little short, probably 5'2" or something like that. She like, oh, you know, like so he kind of get in her face and just kind of like, you know, sizing her up or whatever like that, right? But not saying nothing. We still vibing or whatever. So after Nuck If You Buck come on and we start, you know, we vibing, still got our back turned or whatever. Now at this point, Tib got her camera out and Tib is recording us with our back turned. But when I saw the videos after, Tib went on live, on her own live. And then I guess she probably ain't really get nobody over there. You can hear in that live, on her own live, Tib telling the security that, you know, we starting mess. Mind you, this before anybody had any type of encounters with anybody. This before they came over there in our section. Tib on her live telling the security or the police officer or whoever that we were starting trouble, that we were starting mess. Like, oh, you know, they starting mess or whatever like that, blah, blah, blah. They still didn't say anything. So then I guess once Tib realized she couldn't get people over there, she go and joins that boy panel, who name I don't say. She goes and join his panel or whatever, and she on live, or whoever panel they was on. I don't know who live it was or whatever. But she go and join the panel where they at, right? And she recording us. He literally said out his mouth, Tib, keep recording them. I'm going to drop down to the comments. So it wasn't his panel. He said, Tib, I'm going to drop down to the comments, but keep recording them. Okay, that's what he said. You know who I'm talking about, Bella. He said, I'm going to drop down to the comments, but keep the camera on them. Keep recording them, right? So, okay. We still don't know that we being recorded because our back turned and we vibing and having a good time or whatever, right? So now the security, okay, the police officer come over there. The security came up to me first and he was like, because I didn't know nothing was said to him yet, right? He was like, he was like, y'all good? He came directly to me. He said, y'all good? I said, yeah. He said, you sure you good? Or whatever like that. And I said, yeah, I said, everything good. He was like, okay, let me know if you need anything. I was like, okay. So then Loden was standing on the speaker since we got in the club. They was vibing the whole time. The actual police officer came over there and told Lo and Brazilla to get off the speaker. Lo looking crazy because Lo like, we've been up here since we got inside the club. You feel what I'm saying? Why we got to get down? So Lo ended up going to the bathroom. When Lo came back from the bathroom, Lo saw the security who was coming over there checking on us. And Lo asked him, like, is it an issue with us standing on the speaker? Because why we had to get down, we've been up here all night. And he was like, nah. So Lo was like, well, why the police told me that we had to get down? So he took her outside to the police who said that. So when Lo went outside to the police officer said, oh, somebody from the mafia came outside and told them that we were trying to fight them, that we was trying to start fights. And he was like, just don't do that shit over here or whatever like that. So Lo like, so it's no issue with us standing on the speaker. So he was like, nah, but it ain't gonna be no fighting or whatever. And here Lo was like, who are you talking about? Nobody was trying to start a fight. Lo them come back in there. They continue back vibing on the speaker. I'm at this point, I'm kind of like, blow. So I looked up. Tia got her camera. Now she walking around. Nuck If You Butt came on. Tia cut through our group. With her shoulder, she wiggling her way through our group, right? So mind you, it's no exit, no interest or nothing over there. Tia had no reason to be over there in our section at all. We showed the video of Tia walking through our section, walking through our group, right? Her group was way on the other side. So now, at this point, so I forgot what song came on. At this point, they whole group, which BK said that he asked Diamond, what's up? You want to go check them hoes' temperature? That's on a clip that you gonna play. He said that he wants, I guess they see us vibing. He asked Diamond, what's up? You want to go check them hoes' temperature? Diamond said, yeah. And that's when they came over there and they started, Diamond turned her back to us, but she started, two-stepping in our section. She vibing to the music. They whole little group or whatever like that. They start vibing to the music, but in our section now. Thank you, eBay. They start, Diamond, they vibing to the music, but they over there in our section now, right? So I told my peoples, I said, they want a reaction. Don't pay them no attention. I said, don't pay them no attention. Y'all just keep on vibing or whatever. So we let them do that. Once they seen they wasn't going to get any attention, they kind of walked away, right? And nothing was said to nobody or whatever like that. They kind of like walked away. So once they go back over there to their section, Hoover was kind of like on our side of where we was, but he was like kind of standing by himself. Brazilla and Lo started dancing with Hoover. They start, dancing with Hoover. Okay, wait, no, before that. So after we realized that Till was there recording, I told Brazilla, after this lady done recorded, joined panels and everything, I told Brazilla, I said, this bitch is recording us. I said, now turn your camera on and turn your flash on and start recording her back so she can see how that shit feel. So Brazilla turned around, because mind you, our back was turned the whole time. Brazilla turned around and turned on her flash and started recording Tim, and she added a little razzle dazzle. She put her motherfucking middle finger up in the camera at Tip them or whatever, right? So now she recording Tip back as Tip recording us or whatever. So after that, they go over there, they dance with Hoover or whatever. Hoover said out his own mouth that apparently Diamond got mad that they was dancing with him, and basically she was ready to go.
What? What's she mad for? That's not her nigga. But go ahead.
So I don't know why. I don't know what the comments, Trina, I just want to tell you this, Trina. I had a really good dream about you last night, and I'm not even being funny or nothing. Right quick, sorry, Bella. But I did ask yesterday. I was like, everybody, is Trina okay? And everybody was like, yeah, she good. She was on live. I said, okay, she was good. But I did have a dream about you last night, Trina. I had a dream that you had got an apartment. I don't know. I just remember you being in the apartment and that you were like cleaning up. But it was a very nice apartment. I'm not even being funny or nothing. I really did have that dream. So I do wish you the best, Trina. I'm so fucking serious. But anyways, so I'm not being funny, y'all. That's not satire or nothing, but I did really have that dream. That shit probably gonna come through for her or whatever. But I said BK King, not the other one or whatever like that. So anyways, Brazilla and Lowe start dancing on Hoover or whatever. So apparently Hoover said out of his mouth that after they was dancing with him that Diamond was apparently Diamond got upset. Maybe Diamond got upset about him dancing with them, and Diamond was ready to go. Once we looked back up, because I was trying not to pay them no attention, BK is BK King, Bro Code King. I think that's his name or whatever. Y'all can be funny. Y'all so ignorant. If somebody tell y'all some good news that they had a dream that somebody got a fucking apartment, there's nothing wrong with that. That shit is not shady. I'm not being shady because I did ask yesterday, y'all, was Trina okay? So anyways, if y'all said it was a lie, y'all need to get on Hoover because baby Hoover damn sure did tell that. So as Brazilla and Lowe was dancing with Hoover, apparently two of the ladies that was with them pulled Hoover away from him and started dancing with him or whatever. But anyways, once I looked back up, they was gone. The only reason that I knew they was gone because I only saw Diamond one time, y'all, and that was when Manny put me over there to her. I mean 2 times, and Manny put me over there to her, and when she walked over there and started our section or whatever. So when I looked up, they was gone. The only way I knew they was gone because I didn't see Till walking around like a fucking videographer all fucking night or whatever no more. So at this point, we still in the club. We still vibing or whatever. It's videos to show us still in the club in they little section where they was. That shit empty or whatever. We waited for food for like another 30, 45 minutes or whatever. So then we leave. We assuming everybody gone. We walk out the club. We laughing. We talking, making sure everybody get into their cars and shit or whatever like that. So as we walking out, it was the girl who was with us, Alexia. Her husband was with us. So her husband, he walking us because they was parked like on the right side of the parking lot. We was parked on the left. He walking us kind of like to make sure we get to our car. But when he walking in that direction, Zoe and I don't know who else it was, they kind of like walk up to him and was like, let me holler at you for a moment or whatever. So he looking confused because he don't know nothing about all this internet drama. He don't know nothing about all this internet drama. So he kind of told them, you know, I ain't really got nothing to talk about or whatever like that. And he kind of walked off from them. So once they realized they couldn't have a conversation with him, now they walk around to where, because Manny was parked next directly to me. So I'm walking past the front of the car because Manny's trunk was at the front. So I'm walking past the front of the car to get in, you know, my car, whatever like that. And I told Manny, I said, you need to move your car so I can get in my car because he was parked really close. So he was like, it's okay. Just kind of like push the door up against my car. He was like, that's me right there. So I was like, I said, Manny, this surrender. I'm not going to do this. So Manny was like, he was like, just push it or whatever. So as I'm finna get in the car, I just hear a lot of commotion. When I look up, Alexia and the rest of the girls, they was over there talking to Manny and Miss Nitra. Now you got Zoe and the rest and all them or whatever, you know, in their face. Zoe and the rest of all the guys or whatever, they kind of like in the lady's face or whatever. So I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm like, let's go, y'all. We ready to go. So I said, we don't need to explain nothing. Like, nothing don't need to be explained because it wasn't no issue, apparently. When I walked out of the club, them motherfuckers was acting like they was boys in the hood. All them linked up against their cars, got their arm folded and got their arms folded and they got their fucking legs folded at their ankle. Like, they was just waiting on us to come out of the club. So Manny then walks up to me and was like, I don't like that. Y'all shook this shit up. So I said, I ain't shake nothing up because I ain't come here for that. So Manny was like, y'all shook it up. Manny gave a little preview of how he was or whatever like that. So anyways, now you got these men, they all yelling to my, get in y'all car and go home then and da-da-da-da, whatever like that. But why the fuck was they over there? None of their cars was parked over there. The only people that should have been over there was Manny and the people that was riding with Manny, which is Miss Nitra. None of their cars was parked over there. Diamond was sitting parked in the truck, down a little bit, just watching the whole shit happen. Nothing but men, and there was like a couple of women, I guess, who was probably riding with the men or whatever, but the women wasn't saying nothing. It was the men doing all the talking. So when I kind of like jumped in front of everybody, not one time how was neutralized and said that I clapped my hands and was doing all that, I didn't do that. And there's a video to prove that. I literally just said, y'all, we don't have nothing to explain to them. I said, let's go. Everybody get in their cars. I'm ready to go. That's what you hear me keep repeating in the video. So Hoover was like, you got to explain it because I motherfucking said you got to explain it. Now, Hoover been cool all night. So I gave Hoover the benefit of the doubt that he was a little tipsy. Oh, let me go back. The guy who they call, I forgot his name because they done said his name a million times. If y'all remember, y'all can put it in the comments, but I did show his picture. When we was walking out the club and we was all kind of scraggling behind each other, he asked Rachel for a hug. Rachel gave him a hug, and after she hugged him, he literally said, y'all gonna get SHOT behind Diamond. So Rachel said, what? What did you just say? He said, y'all gonna get SHOT behind Diamond. And Rachel said, what you could hear it on one of the clips, but it's kind of low in the background because she was like walking away. She was like, who gonna get SHOT? Who gonna get SHOT? So anyways, back to the car situation. So now Hoover walk up and Hoover was like, oh, it gotta be explained because I said it gotta be explained. Because I said so. That's why I gotta be explained. I said, we don't gotta explain shit. So he was like, oh man, y'all ain't no motherfucking gangsters. I said, you ain't either. He was like, oh, you better check my motherfucking resume. You better Google me. I said, no, you better Google me. And he was like, oh, everybody know me. Everybody down here in Atlanta know who I am or some shit or whatever. He said, doing his little rant or whatever. And I said, okay, whatever. And we ended up walking off going to get in our cars. We got in our cars. We ended up leaving. They cars, I guess, like everybody who was waiting in the parking lot kind of started rolling up or whatever like that. But the police did come. I didn't see the police pull out a pew-pew. Somebody said that it was a taser. But I know the police did kind of walk up and was like, who got a scrap or something like that? Who got a scrap or whatever like that? And I'm assuming because the police was parked in front of the club, he may have heard what the other guy said. But Ms. Nisha said, oh, pew-pews were drawn on not only black women, black men. Yeah, because y'all should have been y'all ass in y'all motherfucking car that was parked on another side of the parking lot and going about y'all business. Y'all had all our cars was parked by each other, meaning the people that came with the dime pieces. Y'all should have never been over there. Those guys should have never been over there. The only people that should have been over there were the dime pieces who was attempting to get into their vehicle and Manny, Miss Nitra, and everybody else who kind of rolled with them. Nobody had no reason to be over there, and they had no reason to wait outside the club. Now, all this whole week, okay, so how we got to the internet. So I think that same night or the next morning, Diamond, they ended up, accusing Manny of leaking the location or whatever. That wasn't true. I debunked that immediately because I didn't like how they were on Manny. Diamond was going off on Manny and was like, oh, Manny, this shit serious. If blood would have been shed, it would have been on your hands. Because people out there was scrapped. This shit on site with them. Nothing happened. Nothing was on site. So that was another lie that was told. But that's how it got on TikTok. Well, it got on TikTok originally because Tib was recording. But anyways, I wasn't even going to address the Tib situation. But when Diamond got on here chewing Manny out and was like, oh, it was on site. I didn't want to clear up Manny's name because that wasn't true. But Diamond brought it to TikTok with the whole, oh, it's on site with them. If blood would have been shed, it would have been on your hands and this, that, and the third or whatever like that. Now, fast forward, and after everybody kind of told their story, you got Tib. Tib issued her public apology on Manny's platform, even after calling us liars and this, that, and the third or whatever. And then you got BK King. The one who was really, really aggressive as well. He issued an apology and said that should have never happened. He apologized for disrespecting us like that. We wasn't bothering them. Everything was cool, calm, and collect. We just went in there to have a good time, and they should have left it at that. But he did say that he asked Diamond, do you want to go check them hoes' temperature? And Diamond said, yeah. So that's the story.
So she basically sent a bunch of dudes to go after a bunch of black women. Is that correct?
If that's what, his apology was on his apology public too, I guess, Blaze, if that's what you got from it.
Can you please send me that?
The women wasn't saying anything. The women wasn't saying nothing. It was the men that was doing most of the talking. It was the men that was doing most of the talking or whatever. So the women wasn't saying anything. So that's basically what happened. And I'm talking about BK King.
Just so you know, you can get charged with inciting and riot. Diamond. Can I ask you a question, Dom? Plan on taking this any further than this?
I honestly don't care, because when people say shit like, it's on site and then don't nothing happen, I really don't care. I honestly don't give a fuck about it. But I did not want I didn't want and then I'm not trying to mess up nobody's livelihood, because people was like, oh, call Tib job and whatever like that. Tib is another black woman. Do I feel like she made a big mistake? Absolutely. She apologized for it, but I'm not going to mess up anybody's livelihood. I'm sure BK, he probably got a wife and kids and shit or whatever like that. I'm not going to mess up anybody's livelihood behind some TikTok shit. People do this shit all the time or whatever. So I'm not going to go that far calling nobody's job and doing all this other shit or whatever. It's just a bunch of foolishness. But yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I don't feel like that's right. I wouldn't want nobody to do it to me. Tip did issue an apology or whatever like that. But
the request, by the way, you don't have to. No, I was talking to the person I had an invite to. I didn't mean to do that. You don't have to accept it. Deny the request.
So I'm not trying to do that. So I don't plan on taking it any further than that. But I did want the narrative that we went there to start shit to be cleared up, and they kind of cleared it up with the apology. Why you issuing apologies if you ain't do shit? They both admitted. That we didn't do anything wrong, that we wasn't bothering them, that they were kind of the ones that was instigating the situation, and that's all I wanted to be cleared up. All the other shit, as far as, I'm not into that. Y'all be taking each other to court and all that shit, and people ain't really got time for that shit. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Maya, did you have any questions for Don while she's here?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right.
So they could get rid of the narrative. They did apologize. I didn't even really want to, because I feel like after people issue apologies, you shouldn't continue to drag the situation on, but it is on the docket, and I just wanted to give that information. The rest of them guys, I don't know them. I never seen them before or whatever. I don't, so anyways. But yeah, that's it, Bella. Anybody got any questions? I don't mind answering them if they want to come up here or whatever. That's fine. But other than that, I'm kind of over it.
So let me see if I have anyone willing to come up. Hey, Lucy, you here to ask Dom a question? Yeah, I think a lot of people was hitting that button by mistake today.
Good morning, panel. Good morning, Bella. You look beautiful as usual.
Well, thank you, Bob.
Your body is bodying. You're the body.
Hey, for real. It's better.
That's okay. They needed some more money spent on bodies at the gala. But anyway, I wanted to say this so I can drop. I believe everything Dime is saying, because I have watched a lot of clips and even put many of the clips together on this page so that you can see that it confers with everything she's saying. Nitra says out her mouth, when you take out all the bullshit that Nitra say, all the word salad that Nitra does and the clowning that she does, and you really want to hear the facts, I clipped the facts. She said that they were not parked by Dime. That Dime and them was parked on the other end. So if Dime is parked on the other end, how in the fuck who would get on that end? They all antagonized these women, and as Dime said, wanted them to respond, and they didn't respond. Even when she's saying Dime clapping her hands, talking about let's go, even if she was clapping her hands, that's still a gesture to her crew to let's go and leave this bullshit alone. But they're not looking at that. They're looking at all the jokes and bullshit that Nitra is telling, when this could have been a serious incident. But like Dime said, when a frog want to be froggy, they gonna jump. Anything else is just talk. But I did make a video that concurs with everything this lady is saying, and I only did that because one thing I'm tired of on this app is the motherfucking lying. Let's stop the lying. Let's point the finger to the motherfucker who's causing the problem. But I'm a drop. And the video is, I think, is the second video on this page. Thank y'all for the gifts.
So also, I just wanted to add to that Tib did say that, which I don't know, why would you be trying to weaponize your police officer friends against us, saying, that her police officer friends asked her, did she want us arrested? But arrested for what? What were they going to arrest us for? Why would you want
Where for dramas at the nightclub, maybe?
you old enough to be our mom?
Arrested
Would you
for
want your
breastfeeding?
child? Would you want your child to go to another state to party and have fun with their friends, and they get a call? You get a call from them saying that they in jail because some old women and old men decided to harass them.
That is a good question.
So that didn't make any sense. But other than that, I guess nobody got any questions. I think it was very stupid. But again, y'all gonna agree with who y'all want to agree with. Y'all got the truth. The videos came out, and y'all still are being intentionally obtuse. So that's just show how stupid y'all are. But that's what happened. Drop did post some videos that kind of backed up what they said. I know the first one was Ms. Nitra said that Till was already recording, and Till turned around and said, no, I wasn't recording. I started recording when they came. And another one, I think Troller Hunters posted, Hoover said, I don't know because I wasn't even there. But then you got the clip of Hoover being in our face. So, but that's that. But all right, Bella.
Okay. Well, thank you, Dime. We done heard what you had to say. And like I said, everything she said here, when we played the audio, she pretty much just reiterated what she said in Blazes Live. So after hearing what transpired, let me see, Blaze, what do you think the posing question should be for the citizens of this court?
I would say more along the lines of, what is they group called? The men group? I don't know. Bunch of clowns. Did they try to intimidate Dime and the dime pieces under Diamond's order?
Okay, so that's one of the questions. Were they intentionally trying to intimidate the dime pieces? Was it intentional? So that's one of the questions. Okay. Do you think there should be any other questions posed?
I think we should leave that up to the people.
Okay. All right. So the question is, were the men from the mafia intentionally trying to intimidate the dime pieces? Smiley face, yes. Sad face, no. While you are voting, continue to tap the screen. If you are not already following, hit that follow button. I am here every Sunday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless I am on vacation. Thank you for the likes, the comments, and the shares. Also, thank you for gifting and subscribing. Let's get these votes in. We have less than 10 seconds, and then we're going to move on to the next case. All right, so 242 people concluded that the men were not intentionally trying to intimidate the dime pieces. Okay, so now we are moving on. All right, next case. Blast from the past, child. We got AP versus Tea Time. Okay. So hold on, y'all said I said it wrong. I said what wrong? Wait, they were? I said what wrong? I said it wrong? Which one?
Yeah, they were trying to intimidate that. That you said
Oh,
Smiley.
they were? I said it
So they
reverse?
did.
Oh,
Backwards, that's all.
I said it, okay. So, again, the human side of me is coming out. I didn't charge my battery enough last night. So, nonetheless, so let me be clear for the people that's listening but not physically watching. So the vote came back. Over 200 people concluded that the mafia men were trying to intimidate the dime pieces. So let me make sure I correct that. So, thank you. My bad. Sometimes the human side of me slips up when I'm doing my show. And then, my bad. Sorry for not being perfect like you all. Nonetheless, we're going to get into the next case. And